Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I thought I'd do a quick video for you today about this. Now you will have seen this before in some of my other videos. This is my little fire lighting pouch, call it what you like, fire kit. And I've been playing around with this a bit recently because there was a lot of stuff in here I just wasn't using. And the whole purpose behind this was to be able to have something that was portable, easy to carry, kept on my person, on a belt or in a pocket or something like that, that would contain my entire fire kit. And as I said, you know, the idea was that I would have a lot of different things, a lot of different methods to try and use and practice, and just half of them weren't just being used. So what I've done is I've kind of scaled this back a bit, I've kind of played around with it, and what I think I'll do, I'll move the camera just a little bit closer in, and I'll show you what it is I now keep in this kit. Right then guys, so here is my kit. To start off with, we've got the outer pouch. This was kind of a custom made bit of leather work I had made. Ooh, how long ago was that? Good couple of years now, I suppose, something like that. And it's a really, really nice little pouch. You know, it's got two retaining straps which will hold it onto the back of your belt. Keep it nice and secure, and this fits really, really nicely on my bushcraft belt. Any kind of thick belt would work. And then inside, pull this little tab, and I've got the old favourite, an Altoids tin. Now I'm a big fan of these and the sort of the old-fashioned tobacco tins. You know, they're really, really good. I used to keep a lot of fishing gear and stuff like that in them in years gone by. And inside this kit, what I now have, I've got some char cloth, because I do like char cloth as a fire lighting method. And you know, there's enough in here to get a good, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe a dozen fires going. I have got, I'm going to move this to one side, I'll come back to that. I've got a couple of ladies' tampons, really, really good fire lighting material, and the way these come pre-packaged, you've got probably triple the amount of cotton wool that you could pack into the same kind of space, because they're sort of packed by a machine. So this is actually really, really thick, and if I was to take this plastic covering off, you can fluff this up to a really big piece of cotton which will take a spark really well. And talking of sparks, I've got here, now this is my little flint striker. It's just a piece of an old file that I kind of cut down, got rid of most of the, well, not all of it, but you know, most of the teeth of the file, and just a piece of flint. Now let's see if I can do this on camera without cocking it up too badly. Hopefully you can see some sparks coming off that, and in conjunction with that char cloth, it's a really, really nice little way of making a fire. I've got some dry birch bark that I harvested years ago from what I can recall, but always keep a little bit of that in there. I've got some amadou, which I don't actually use all that often, but I feel like I should use it more than I actually do, so I've kept that in there. That's one of the things I was going to get rid of but decided to keep. I have got, it's actually a bit bigger than it needs to be. I could have got a Fresnel lens or something like that, but I've basically just got, it's a little jeweler's rouge with a magnifying glass in there, so if ever we do get any sunny weather again in this country, I can use this. I've got a piece of fat wood, very small piece, but I can use the back of my knife to scrape some shavings off of that and get a good, I don't know, 5-10 fires out of that, something along those lines. Because all I'm really using, this is not my main source of fuel, this is just to get an established flame to get my tinder and my kindling going. I have, you may have seen this in one of my other videos, live fire starter. Now I do use this periodically. I've got a few of these, and what it is, inside this tin you've got a kind of a slightly squashy material, smells very strongly of sort of like metal cleaner, Brasso, that kind of things, but you fluff a little bit of that up, you get a spark in there, and this will burn. And what I normally do is I will light this, I'll put it underneath my tinder bundle, hold it like this, or even, you know, even like this, get it under there, get the tinder going, pull it away, you close the top, and then it goes out and it's ready to be reused. And in a very similar vein, Now, why am I showing you a piece of paracord? I hear you all cry. Well, this is actually called live fire cord. And again, I've used this on videos in the past, but you can see you've got your normal paracord outer and your paracord inner strands. But what you also get, if I just move that around a little bit, you get this kind of red central cord in there. And this is made of something very similar to this. Smells quite similar, and again, if you remove some of this, fluff it up, get a spark on there, you'll get a really nice long and established flame on this. And that is literally it. This is all I carry with me as part of my fire kit. Now, in my actually, let me grab it while we're talking. So on my sheath, which also goes as part of my belt kit, I've got my Swedish Army fire steel. You know, these are, I don't know, £4 or £5 online, most places I've seen them, and this will last you for years, and you will get hundreds upon hundreds of fires out of one of these in conjunction with a striker, you know, or, you know, if you're me, the back of your knife, because that's what I prefer. Come on, there we go. So, you know, it's a fairly simple, fairly inexpensive, apart from the live fire and the fire cord, all of this has been scrounged from one place or another, but you know, it works really well as a fire kit. So there you go, guys. I hope it was useful. I hope it's given you something to think about if you're putting together your own little portable fire kit. Now, the mistake I made when I first put this together is I treated it like a survival kit. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to have a survival kit for fire lighting, or fire lighting for survival kit, nothing wrong with that at all. But that's not what I really intended to use this for. I intended to use this as a sort of a day-to-day or an everyday type of fire kit, and I had so much stuff in here that just wasn't ever going to be used, but I kept saying to myself, oh well, let me just put this in, let me just put that in, just to see if you know, if that's something that I can use while out in the field. And you know, every now and again I'll pick something up from the back of my workshop. I've got lots of different ways of making fire. I've got fire pistons, I've got ferro rods, I've got things that will cause an exothermic reaction, and so on and so forth. But to be perfectly honest, for me, a ferro rod, flint and steel, I do need to do more work on friction fires, but obviously you're not going to fit a bow drill set in here. But you know, for me, ferro rods and flint and steel are the two main primary types of fire that I use. I'm comfortable with it, and that's not necessarily a good thing. Because I'm comfortable with it, I know I can get a fire lit with both of those methods. And what I probably need to do is start pushing myself outside of my comfort zone a bit and doing things that I'm not particularly good at, because those are the things I really do need to practice. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough, guys. So as I said, I hope it was useful. Comments and questions in the box below. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you'll all join me next time. Cheers, guys.